All right, so our newest update is now finally here. It is now finally out. Yes, exciting stuff. Pretty much, they put out the monthly reset, so the new skin is now out. I forgot this was even in the game, dude. I feel so bad for Kay. I've dishonored her. She released today. I was like, dude, Kay was there. I didn't even check in the game because like you could check always when the update goes through how the characters look. But yeah, Kay is now out. You can now check out her skin and everything associated. I'll say both the skins that released today aren't that bad. I did see, so I think when this came out, I saw players complaining about Kay. I don't know, I might actually have a hot take, but the skin isn't that bad, right? Like, Kay, for what it is, she kind of looks cool. She gets nothing, is that what it is? Is it like, is it a syndrome here? She gets nothing, so I like whatever she gets. It's something at least, right? It's like 8 2.0, 8 1 in the end, but still, right? Beyond that, the also other skin went and kicked up here. I've seen literally zero care for this update, this reset. Like, for example, whenever I check JP Twitter, usually that's like my entire feed is just Twitter from the JP side. It's just like tweets about buying skins or summons or testing from again when a new update goes through. No one's done anything. It's sad, bro. I don't know if they just don't care for Jill. I don't know what's happened here, but originally I saw a lot of hype towards her, and then when the reset came, I think they just forgot she existed. But this is the skin that you're purchasing. If you are interested, again, it's $20. I don't know. I still like Kay's skin, honestly, a little bit more. It might be a hot take too, but it's a cool skin. I don't know. I still don't know if I'm gonna spend $20 on this one. But everything's now out, so they had those things. They pretty much have the reset here. The new banner is now also out. Story part 2 is now out. Pretty much everything that you need in the part 2 here is there now. 19 days left, and anniversary begins. So exciting times, right? But yeah, this is Jill. We're gonna test her out also here today, see how she goes. But finally, if you are a K fan, you have waited pretty much forever to get something for her. D is sadly eating up everything that has to get, right, when it comes to that squad. But K has something, all right? So she won here today. Go enjoy. For all you K fans, spend crazily and get up that K, you know? At least she got something here. But this is Jill. Pretty much, if you're going to ask me, like, are these characters worth it? I'm gonna still stand on my same hill here. I told you how Ada ended up when we tested her. I told you when we saw her kit. She's a hardcore S character. She's S. That's what she is. S territory, and there's nothing more than that. And it was true. Pride rated it. I believe the other site also rated it. They all said the same thing about S tier in bossing and such, which is what we expected. No one's shocked there. I'm guessing Jill's in the same area. There really isn't much there. Both characters, I would say, are more collection-based. They could be future-proof, but one character needs to drop an electric, and both of them are neutered out. There is true damage, right? That is there. One's a true damage buffer, so it could have some ideas for, hey, maybe in the future. But it's like the same thing, dude. Nikke is weird. They just throw something, and then they just forget that meta existed, bro. Like, it happens very often, all right? So we'll test it. We'll show it off, see what we have here. But I'd still say collection is mainly what this collaboration is. But there could be some sort of deep-rooted foundation in, hey, maybe there is some future proof. So let's test it. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. So first up over here, we're running this team. We're doing Jill up front. We're doing Cinderella in the middle. We're doing Ada, I guess, for the true damage buffs. We're then running Crown and Rouge, pretty much. We'll see how this one turns out. We can then swap in Ein and see that testing and such. I will say now, though, again, let's see where we're at. So we're doing mobs first, just to see, because in the end, some characters can be good on mobs. You have Acid Bullet and whatever. You're getting this over here, 222, scoped, right? So that's pretty much where you're at. Again, I don't think you're looking at these collab units to be any mob units at that, right? You had Vesti. She ended up being a really good mob unit, and that was like the campaign clearer, if you wanted to say. I think that also Anniversary is around the corner. So if we're looking for like a mob unit and like the new one to add to the team, I'm guessing Anniversary always guarantees that to you. Every year, pretty much, there is always that unit that just becomes triple S and everything, and I'm hoping this year is no different. I think that saving that triple S unit every year for Anniversaries is still the correct approach. But if you're wondering what we got over here, pretty simple, just a quick mob stage. Got this. Yeah. First up, real quick, I swapped it out for, I think, Ein first. Then we'll do, like, Cindy and check out other tests here. But we just put Ein here for the true damage and everything. So this entire team is electric, right? We're running Ada for the reason of buffing, and we're running, I guess, Ein here for the buffs to get received. It's true damage, all right? That's the entire point to this. And that leaves you with the question of, is true damage getting any more in the future? We'll have to find out, but for now, that's what this collaboration was based off of. And again, you did see how Ada turned out in her testing and everything. She got S tier. She did. Apparently, JP did so much better. I gotta find that. So I found a freaking post when I was searching a little bit after about her being like on one of the better teams when it comes to PvP. Ada. Apparently, she's like god tier in PvP, and people just don't know about that. So I don't know how true that is, but apparently she's like goated in PvP. And I'm gonna check real quick what they rated her. So prior rated her SS, but apparently players are saying like she's SS in PvP because of some things they learned about her, and she works in like a G's comp. So that's hilarious. At least she got something, right? Which is kind of funny. When it comes to Jill, I'm not gonna say the damage isn't good. It's solid damage, 100%. But is it like Pilgrim level damage? I don't know. Is it like remember the electric category? What do you got? You got not an insane amount to really look forward to. You got really good Pilgrims. You got Sydney in there, like absolutely annihilating that category. You have Ein being true damage, and she still is a pretty good character. One that is still remaining to be hard hitting as hell. You then have whatever it was, Ada, Maiden, Anise, correct? Most of the characters in Electric, there's not much, right? Like, let's say you look at Fire. You have Mahara, you have Rappi, you have Alice, you have whatever it is, Modernia, you have Drake, right? Asuka, you have units that hit very hard, okay? In Electric, not too much. In Iron, whatever it is, you do have, I think, a few still. And then in Water, I think recently also you picked up a few. So you have those. In Electric, I don't think this is that hard-hitting Nikke. But I definitely think that Jill will end up being pretty good in Electric. Because, again, not an insane variety in there, right? Isabel's in Electric. I just remembered, yeah, Isabel's in Electric. When the Isabel ult comes through, y'all will switch up on Isabel, all right? That's going to happen. We're going to get Isabel ult, and it's going to be insane, all right? And my whole PC just froze for a second. Can't handle the Jill power. Here we go. So, again, 460, 409. That's, again, scoped. Is she going to be good? The damage on paper, the damage in-game is exactly what we thought it would be. Did I blow my PC up, dude? I swear there's like a lag happening. Or like it freezes for a second. Yeah, it is freezing for a second, dude. Oh, no. That's good. That's good. Wonder what I did. So, yeah. Let me know again what you think. I'd still say these are more so leaning towards collection. But she could end up around SSS. That's around where I expect her. There's also, so remember, this character, this is the one we talked about on paper, right? This is the one that has the reload mechanic. So I think that you have to also maybe sometimes force a reload. So you might have to manual her to even get better damage. So if you're playing this at full, like, locked in, I need to get high tier, insane, god tier damage, that could literally be the case. Don't forget, right? Because if you want that damage, you have to manual her. And I believe this is the character that has the reload on 9 bullets, yeah? So sometimes you have to force a reload or something. That's the number we got over here, so. With Ein, pretty much, that's what you picked up. And again, you could swap her out and do it in, like, a different way. Like, for example, if we just run it like this, if she becomes that, like, off-burst character, or not off-burst, but, like, secondary character, right? Ada's off-burst because Ada doesn't need the buffs for herself, right? Her little burst, she mainly has the buffs for the team. So if you run it like this over here, might be the better idea, but it's around the same thing. If I have the screenshot, I'll pop it on the screen right now. Take a look. I think I tested this with Anise first. So before I recorded this video, I just wanted to see what the damage was. So I at least have like a scope of an idea here. So I'm not like talking in the wrong direction. But I think that finding the screenshot's gonna kill me now. So if I have the screenshot, I'll pop it on the screen. It's pretty much Anise, and it did pretty good. She did pretty good. Not anything shocking about what I expected. Genuinely about what I expected. So that was there. And yeah, I think it was Jill had, so she had 721, Anise had 561, and then Ada had 208. So again, the true damage buffs are going through. When you test this off a scope, obviously it'll be a bit different, but you're expecting the realm of reality and the realm of sanity. Yeah, a pretty solid and decent Nikke. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. Yeah, we'll say that about now, right? Again, no one's tested, so I can't tell you anything. Outside of like JP's side, if they're like whales are seeing the same thing, but this is about what I'm looking at. Yeah, it's about what I'm looking at. So 287, 205 over here. I'll let this finish, and then I'll probably wrap up the video here, not to like waste your time or anything. But you heard my points. Manualing this might also be better. I still am shocked. Do you see the assault rifle? Does anybody else see the AR here? I still would have said like maybe making this something else would be cooler. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only guy that actually wants to see like some sort of new mechanic like that. Like I know that they said like back then like we'll think about it. That was a lie. They didn't think about anything. They didn't even do it once. They were talking about like hyping up like, hey, we would try new weapon types. It would be like a super cool thing, and they never did. They never doubled down on that. They also talked about like we'll have moving maps and such. Where, like when you're fighting the boss, like it feels like you're being thrown around by the Rapture, like you make it more in depth. That never happened either. I forget about. I wanted that so cool. Like it would be like a thing. It was like the way they pitched it is you're being flung by the Raptor into like different areas. So like your Nikkes are kind of moving and such. and it feels like an actual Raptor really is like throwing hands with you. That died, did it not? They showed that little test stage, and I was like, that's kind of cool. Like the whole area is moving with you, and then they just gave up. So, did we ever get anything like that? Like where the actual feels like in depth like that? No, right? Yeah. All right. I'll wait the 42 seconds. I'll be back in a second. So again, this is what we got over here for our testing. Pretty much, you see, Cindy is still neutering, anything like that, but Jill's not far behind. It's not, again, she's not bad by any means. And remember, manualing Jill may have to occur. So you're looking at a decent damage dealer. Nothing I'm going to say that's like, oh my god, dude, if I don't have Jill, my account is bricked. I'm not going to say that, no. I will say that, hey, you want a really solid character, something that's still worthwhile, that's this. So that's my take. It depends if you agree, it depends if you disagree, but I'd still say that both Ada and Jill are solid units to have. I still think they're leaning more side of the collection, but I think that if you are a fan of this collab and you want these units, you feel the FOMO, be my guest. But don't think like, dude, I'm pulling Cindy 2.0, baby. Think like I'm pulling maybe closer to Iron. Like maybe I'm pulling like a really good Iron unit, right? I think that's like a really good way to say it. So take that as a thing. Okay, peace out, take care. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have fun, stay safe.